Good evening and welcome to the Breakfast Club. My name is Janiva Jones and I am the lovely co-host for Miss Tina Valentina here at the Breakfast Club, the Long Island Breakfast Club. And today we have two special guests. We will get into that. But first, let's start with, of course, we know it's May, right? Is it May?
It's May.
Is it May?
May.
Are you guys ready? Right? So, April showers brings May flowers. Now, it didn't rain too bad, but of course, all the flowers are starting to bloom, and we are getting ready for this beautiful spring weather. I think it's been feeling really nice outside. What do you guys think?
I love it, but the pollen is heavy. Got the landscaping done.
My black car is green.
Yes, this is true.
It's gonna be It's gonna be changing colors on us. Well, I'm so excited to have the opportunity today to co-host. Of course, in a little while we'll get a little bit into me, but thank you so much, Tina. I appreciate you having me be your co-host today. So I will say she's slightly under the weather, but we all know Tina. Tina is gonna do Tina because that is what she does.
Yes, but I have no voice, so I'm going to let you take over. It's May Day, which it's the first time you're doing this, so it's a big day for us. You look gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
And so does our other guests. They look fabulous. We have so many stories to talk about.
Okay.
I can't talk too much, so I'm going to let you do the talking. And but we have wine. Gail's going to pour some cups.
Yes.
And you know what we do on the show. I don't know if you remember.
We break bread. Okay. So, of course, every special guest always gets some lovely fresh bread. And Gail's over here popping the bubbly.
I'm already going for it.
All right, I'm going to pass Tina.
With the medicine I'm on, this will be great.
Oh, this is going to be good.
Give you guys some bread,
Thank you.
Break that
Yep.
bread.
That's what the community is all about. Italians,
Thank you.
every language, Asians, Italians, Polish, Czechoslovakians, African Americans. We break bread. So thank you for coming.
Yes.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Salud.
Thank you. Thank
Salute,
you.
salute. Such a pleasure.
Yes, of course.
I'm going to fake sip, you guys.
Geneva, believe it or not, doesn't drink alcohol.
Yes, I don't drink alcohol. I don't
Shelly
smoke.
too.
Yeah.
It's the same way.
Alcohol is it's just not my thing personally.
I'd
Like
rather
it just right. Give me some ice cream,
When we get
some
into-
shrimp. Yes.
When we get into the show, I'll tell you why I don't have alcohol at all.
Okay.
All
It's an
right.
interesting story. When you hear
Okay.
it, I'll tell you.
Of course. Look, we.
I don't even know about it. For 20, for 20,
As a kid,
30 years.
when I grew up in Brooklyn, when you're in Brooklyn, when you're a young person, young guy, teenager, you hang out with the older guys too. Everybody hangs out on the corner of Avenue M and East 18th Street. Let's go Avenue M. But I couldn't wait to be at that time you could drink at 18. So I turned 18, and the older guy said, let's go celebrate. So we went into the Elm Tavern, and we sat, and I had shots of Fleischmann and beer chasers. And I had about 7 or 8 of them. And I got up from the stool, and I said to my friend, I said, I don't even feel a thing. What a great drinker I am. That's the last thing I remember saying for 3 days. They carried me home. My mother thought I died.
Oh wow. See,
And
yes.
that's why. Since I'm 18, I don't drink at all.
That's something.
Yeah,
Because I've
I
developed it.
I just don't personally have like an
I hate the
acquired
taste.
taste.
No, I don't.
Yeah, the taste.
I
It's
hate
just
the
no
taste.
matter what it is to me, I think they all kind of like taste the
Taste the
same.
same.
I hate the taste.
But I am like a frozen girl, so if I do really drink something, I like it to be like frozen. Like if I'm on vacation or if I'm at home, but like nothing is like really strong and extra. Just as long as it's frozen, I might mess with it. But if it's not frozen, absolutely not. So because it's May Day, how do we celebrate May Day? What would you guys do to celebrate May Day?
Landscape. I'm so into
Basically,
flowers.
what I do every day, or whatever she wants to do.
Oh, that's good.
Look,
what
look.
a guy.
What? Right over there. Look. I think he did his homework before he came.
I think so,
To make sure that he was on point because he knew he was going to be sitting up here with all these beautiful ladies today. And, he not trying to have us get him. But yes, I think to celebrate May Day, I think you could probably do different things. Of course, it's the beginning of the month, so you want to think about all the things that may come with it: good weather, change of clothing.
Spring cleaning.
Yes, I'm a fashion
looks.
a fashion girly, so any excuse I can have to get cute, I absolutely love it. So May sometimes is actually for me is actually it's a good month and bad month. My parents are all born in May, but I also lost them, and I lost my best friend, which tomorrow will actually be a year. So May will be a little rough for me, but I think I'm gonna still try and make
We
the
have
best of it.
birthdays as well. I have my granddaughter, my daughter, right? Declan just
My grandson, right?
grandson, everybody around this time as well. But I love May because it is almost like a rebirth. The spring is
That's true.
before
Everybody's waiting
summer.
for it.
You feel better. You honestly do. And if you notice, the driving gets a little more crazy because people are in a hurry to get to where they have to go. It's May. But by the same token, I find people smiling more, a little bit more cheerful. And it's the weather affecting us. So, yeah, I think I'm a May person as well.
I'll
One
say
in
salute
March.
to that
May.
again.
Will you drink to that?
Yes,
Yes.
because I need
Okay.
more.
You guys drink, I'll sip.
Me too. Me too.
All right, so this is show 369, and I am completely proud of Miss Tina Valentina. She has been doing this for quite a long time, and if you know her, you know she doesn't take no for an answer. And she just has this really great personality about herself that she knows how to will people in. I don't know how she does it, but she does, and when she does, she makes a very great impact on their life. So today we have two special guests, and I would love for my guest to introduce herself. We're going to start with Miss Gail first.
Okay, I'm Gail Margaret King. You can find me on Instagram
Gail
and
Margaret.
on Facebook. And I have lived a varied life. I believe in reinvention.
Okay.
I am now in my 7th decade of life, closer to being 80 than I
Wow.
am 70. Not ashamed to admit it because I'm also a cancer survivor from the age of 25.
Oh, amazing.
Also a stent put in for heart. And I feel like sometimes I'm just glued together. But I was a high school English teacher, college English teacher. And then I entered a pageant, New York Senior America.
Also, we're pageant sisters.
We're a pageant. Well, I went in it because I wanted to write an article for More Magazine. And I, lo and behold, won it. And I think Shelly will share the story about that. And then went on to win for the whole country as Miss Senior America. And from there, sent some photos in for social media and became a cover girl.
Okay.
And also a talk show host for about 9 years.
Yeah.
And really, I do believe in reinvention.
Oh, so I'm sitting next to an icon, you guys.
No, I just,
She is,
Just
and
Gail,
she's
just
very,
Gail.
very,
Just okay.
very
Well,
shy
I'm
about
sitting
it.
next to just
just
Gail.
Gail. Right,
Just
very.
Gail Margaret.
And this is Shelly Cohen.
Yeah, I'm Shelly Cohen, and I am known throughout the entertainment industry, wherever Gail goes, as +1.
Isn't
Gail
that
King,
great?
Gail King +1.
And quite charming, Shelley.
So I met Gail at the gym, actually. I had just gotten divorced, and the membership salesman, I went to him and I said, Seth, you got to start signing up some, at that time, older women instead of the kids, because you had all these gym bunnies that he was signing up. And so he comes to
Not
me
the
one-
gym bunnies.
Yeah, he comes to me and he says, I said, I had one rule when I got divorced. I was not going to go out with anybody younger than my kids.
Oh,
I
that was
wasn't going
good.
to do that. But anyway, he came to me one day and he said, I did it. I said, what'd you do? He said, I found you someone.
I
And
had no idea.
then her name is Gail King. She's 58 years old. And so then she walked into the gym the next day and I said, you're Gail King. She says, how did you know? But it was interesting because Gail had done something that since I'm a
We're
kid,
not going to talk about how they just broke all confidentiality rights and all
No,
that
no.
other stuff.
No.
she
but,
had done something that I
he's
had
got
never
permission.
seen anybody at the gym do. She walked into the gym with a caramel macchiato from Starbucks. I had never seen that before
Is that a
in my
statement?
life. But I said, okay, you know. So I hid her caramel macchiato
Which I didn't know about for years.
behind the bench press machine. So, so as time went on, I see she's looking all over, and I said, "Did you lose something?" And then she said something that I've never heard anybody again say at the gym. She said, "I've lost my caramel macchiato." So I said, I'll help you find it. So we walked around the gym, and I found it. So the next
That's
day,
super cute.
the next day she came back into the gym, and she was wearing this killer skin tight black white eyelet dress with patent leather spiked.
Not to work out. My
Not to
husband
work-
had been deceased for a few years, and I had a scholarship in his honor with the school where I was teaching. So I stopped off at the gym for something.
Right.
Okay.
So anyway, so I walked her out to her car, and she asked me about. I said I just recently divorced, and she said, "You're single?" And I said,
Well, God
"Yes,
put on you the
yes, I
marriage.
am." And she took 2 steps towards me. Now, anybody who's watching or yourself or anything knows this is my space. You do not enter my space unless you're invited. But it didn't bother me.
Oh, so there was some kind of
wow.
karma there.
So I asked her out, and we've been together practically every day for 28 years.
Oh, that's amazing.
But I have
Congratulations.
to tell you, the reason I was so close is I'm terribly
Yeah, she's
nearsighted. I
nearsighted.
can barely see you. So that's the reason I went up very
Oh,
close
that's
to
funny.
see what did he look like. You know?
But the interesting story you asked about her beauty pageant, when she went to, was it an audition or interview for Miss New York Senior America, she walked in and she saw a group of women who she got intimidated by.
They were
Oh,
terrific.
I know the feeling
And I
all
said-
too well.
I've
I
never
said-
been in a pageant.
I said, Gail, it's not about winning. It's the dignity of trying.
I said, how could you have told me
Great.
that? Now I have to do it.
So she went from the interview, and she got up from the interview, and I saw the director said, "What was that?" And I said to myself, that was just Gail being Gail.
That's
So
great.
she went on and she won New York Senior America, and then we went to Atlantic City for the Nationals. And again, the director said to me, he says, "I got a feeling she's going to make the top 5. I said,
Nice.
"Bob, she's going to win. Are you kidding me?
You have
Sweet.
champ, a
No,
coach.
she's going to win, you know." And she won.
Amazing.
And she won.
That's what I said, amazing.
Absolutely
Yeah.
amazing.
And she could tell you all about herself, but you know, my background was in the fashion industry.
Okay.
I was a textile designer and salesman for 50 years, and I imported all my fabric from Italy. And
Oh, so I have to say, Tina let me host the right show today.
yeah,
Definitely the
I
right
imported
show.
it all from Italy and Chile, India, Peru, Germany, and that's where I got my feeling of looking at different things and seeing different
Colors.
sets and colors, because once she became a model, I went to the University of YouTube and learned how to become
YouTube
a
University.
photographer.
Incredible.
And
So you're self-taught.
yeah.
Okay, so that will definitely get into some of my questions because I do have some questions for you guys. How about you, Tina? You got a question?
No, I'm enjoying a little vacation because, as everyone knows, I have laryngitis. I can't even believe I'm sitting here right now. So
All I'm gonna say, you guys can't see, but our special audience is actually sitting out there. Special audience, aren't you so surprised? I think I'm excited. If you guys aren't excited, I'm definitely excited because if you know Tina Valentina, you saw the eyes, right? Yes, saw the eyes? Okay. So I am also a pageant queen. So I am Miss Full Figure USA New York Plus, first runner up 2023, as well as Cover Girl 2023. Pageantry and modeling, I definitely will say, is something, they're different. I've been modeling for, I think this year is going to be 5 years. And believe it or not, the craziest thing is I got into modeling because of Tina. So Tina actually originally had her book signing. And the night that she had her book signing, it was like this guy, like he walks up to me and he's like, well, who dressed you? And I'm like, me? And he's like, and your accessories? And I'm like, yeah. And then he just walks away. And I'm like, Tina, like, who's this weird person?
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, he wants to meet you. You know, he's such and such, which his name is Chris. I love you. I still love you to this day, Chris.
yes,
Always
hello,
love you.
Chris.
And so, you know, we ended up meeting, we ended up talking, and it just so happened that at the time, he owned a plus size magazine, college professor. So we talked, we started all my social media stuff, and it kind of just took off from there. I went to like my first couple of casting calls. I was not rejected, so I was kind of like really shocked. And I think when I had like my first rejection, I was like, why? Why is this happening? And I didn't really know how to respond to it because, again, I was like really new to the industry. I didn't have really anybody telling me anything. And then I met this one girl. Her name is Tia. And when I say Tia, she lit up the whole entire room. I didn't really speak to anybody. I didn't say anything, but her energy was amazing. So because of all of her energy and her making me feel so welcoming, it's like over the next couple of days and months, like I just broke out of a completely different shell and became a different person. So when I first got into pageantry, I kind of like, I thought, I'm just like, oh, I'm like really not competitive. I'm not a really competitive person. I'm like more like a loving, caring, I want all of us to kind of win type thing. But of course, with pageantry, not everyone is going to win. You're going to have your titles. So it was definitely fun, and it was, an interesting thing. I love my pageant sisters.
You have to learn to deal with rejection.
Yes, I love my pageant sisters. They are, they are amazing. But I do have to say, most of my career, from now working with some very large brands to small brands to designers. I work with a lot of my designers hands-on personally, in which they are all absolutely fabulous. I have to say, I thank Tina for that a lot. Because if it wasn't for her, this version of me probably would have never been born.
It's amazing. Well, actually, our guest in the audience, she knew Janiva from day one as well.
Yes.
When she was shoveling my snow.
Confidence level, not even close to like where I am now. So
I understand what you're saying about the competition. I compete with myself. I'm always on that to try to do better. I pray every night to make me a better person, to fulfill whatever it is I'm supposed to be doing. But I also came in nationally in what's called, I took second place, the Cinderella of New York.
Cinderella. We have Cinderella today.
Let me tell you about this.
Amazing.
This is Pamela Quincy, who is known as the Cinderella of New York. She's a very famous, celebrated celebrity designer. I'm wearing her couture today, Malapa Fashion and Columbia. The shoes are handmade. She designed this shirt. But here's what I want to tell you. This is a beautiful thing. She does look for ambassadors, and what this is all about is having every woman reach her potential so that she can become Cinderella. So people will vote, they donate some money, a little bit here, a little bit there, and then all that money from the entire group, and last time we had maybe 90, 100 people, all that money is given to women who are not able to afford the shoes, the makeup, the clothing. And this is all because of Pamela Quincy, who is also designed for Carmen Electra.
Look at her on the back, too.
Tara
And the
Reid.
cover.
Amazing.
She has
Beautiful.
waves and runways. In fact, I am so enthralled with her because she has one of the
You guys, she has a whole collection
Look
up
at the
here.
collection
She has a collection.
This is Pamela's book.
She's been on 62 covers in the last 2 years.
We're up to
Look, she made sure she corrected him. She's up to 70 now.
70.
70 covers.
I want to make sure that people are given the credit for it who do
Absolutely.
it. Because photographers do not get enough
They
credit.
don't. They work
But
very hard.
She put me in her
Yes,
book.
I
She
do.
put others in her book. And it's it's called Chapter 2, The Cinderella of New York. It's her
Beautiful.
memoir,
Very
how she
nice.
started. And it's just, I have to give the shout out to her because of that.
And that cover magazine. Oh, God.
Which one?
Black
So,
and red. Yes, I love that one.
Oh, thank you.
Pearl.
so how many years have you been in the industry?
I won the pageant in 2009.
Okay.
And I did that for a while. I used to, again, I didn't know anything about modeling. I was high school and college English teacher. But I used to watch Tyra Banks, and she taught about smizing with your eyes, how to walk. And then a show came on, She's Got the Look. I had just
I remember
won,
that show.
Okay, I was approached. I had just won for the pageant, so I was unable to do that. But I went into the city. What was the agency? Abrams, who's like a really excellent agency. I went in for acting because I was also in quite a few movies, quite a few commercials, SAG actress, and they said, no, you should really be doing modeling instead. So I attempted that. The problem with that, though, is you have to be at the beck and call to be in the city.
All the time, right?
All the time. And I was
yes.
still teaching.
Well, you obviously like Manhattan because you're in there all the time.
Well, I am, but many of our shoots are on the island, and I love the camera. You do make love to that camera, and I mean that. You know, there's something about it. I was very shy. The only seat I ever got in college.
But then
is
you
I
had
shared
this
with you was a
handsome
seat.
photographer taking the pictures.
Well,
so.
we argue. No.
I was just
I
gonna
could
ask. So
definitely,
how
see that.
how is that relationship? So is it like a love-hate relationship? Like one minute you like each other, and the next minute it's like
Never.
this is what
He's
I
so
want.
He's
Oh,
a
see,
doll.
I'm hard-headed.
I can.
Well, I used to be hard-headed.
No,
I told you, we
he's
get
terrific.
along
He's
because
very
I
sweet.
had an operation that removed the muscles of my neck that prohibit me from going like this.
As if I did the operation, right?
You know, I only go like this.
You know what it is? Our personalities just really gel.
It's nice.
Yeah, I'm very easygoing, but there can be a point where I can lose it. The Puerto Rican side can get a little bit testy. The Italian and French, they try to balance me a little bit more. But he's very, very good natured. He'll blow up, get over it. You know, I think. Well, not quite.
Now he's got the personality of
You
a
could
saint.
see, he's a charmer.
Saint Shelley.
He's a
Yeah,
charmer.
St. Shelley, right.
I call him
That's
St.
just a
Shelley.
Every
nice
day
guy.
he looks at me and he'll say, "Did I tell you yet that I love you?
Oh.
What can I do for you?" You know, and he's spoiled
Well,
me.
I'm a little
great.
jealous. They should stop talking now,
Oh,
right?
Oh, we could get annoyed. We were just doing a shoot by the water. You know,
I just
everything was falling apart.
have one. My father taught me one thing:
Yeah, his father was a sweetheart.
never go to sleep mad at somebody you
Right.
Very true.
Very
And
true.
that's
I could
the
do
way
Very true.
I live my life.
I could do it.
She could do it,
I
yeah.
could do it.
And you know what? They put me in one of their books. She
Yes,
wanted
yes,
to
okay.
show me.
Okay.
I'm in one of her modeling books. I couldn't believe it.
I can't wait. That right there, I can't. That's my goal this year. I'm crossing my fingers, manifesting it
Here.
to
Look,
be
they put
on
me
a
in her
billboard.
book.
Oh, I have two coming out in May.
Oh my god!
I can't believe I'm in one of her books. I was shocked.
Look at you.
See
She
that?
surprised me
That's our
today.
Tina Valentina right here, over here.
Shocking, really
And in
shocking.
May, I will be in Times Square on 2 billboards.
Oh,
Look at Tina
yay.
Valentina.
Unbelievable. I wasn't even have that much makeup on that day.
Oh,
You
and
look
this,
so pretty.
and this dress next to
look
her is
gorgeous.
amazing.
Look at you. You look terrific.
Oh, and it's Freddie,
And a
That's
couple
Jerry
of
Ferretti, right?
Joey Ferretti.
And also, who else is there? A few people that were on this show.
I have to
that
take
you
that
know.
picture and show him. 'Cause
This dress is
Oh,
amazing,
he
though.
loves this. Anyway, it's so nice having you guys back. How do you like
Thank you.
the new?
The studio
Studio,
is
can you believe it?
absolutely beautiful. I love the way each area is so special. It's really lovely. It's a little enclave of homes.
Yes, it is
But I wanted
really
to share that
nice.
with
Yeah,
Valentina.
Bobby did
'cause
some
I thought
job,
that
didn't he?
It's great.
Yeah.
Kudos
It's
to
worth
Bobby.
living for her.
So big shout out to Bobby here
Yes,
at Paradise
yes,
Studios.
yes.
Studio
So nice
is
to see him.
absolutely amazing, cozy. So of course, if you're looking to create some content, podcast or anything like that, this is definitely the place that you want to be. So make sure you reach out to Strong Island TV Network.
He's terrific. He makes you feel so much at home.
Yeah, it's
I
like a
love his
family
readings,
here.
right?
Yeah, when I came in, he was just so very easygoing. And normally I go to some studios and I've done some stuff, and sometimes they have a lot of restrictions. Like they don't want your phones out, they don't want you going live, you can't record, you can't take pictures, you can't do that. So the fact that it's very welcoming, that's good, excellent, because then when you do have people, you have additional people in the audience, that's how you connect, networking. Because they feel welcome, so I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna share. So yes,
Absolutely.
definitely, if you guys are looking to create some content, start up anything amazing, you definitely want to reach out to the network. I definitely
Have
have
you
to say
done
so.
commercials at all?
You know what? I have
I
not.
have to, you've got to do.
so
I'm also acting.
So I have
Yes.
started acting.
Okay, I hear that.
I've been in 2 skits so far. That they are on Tubi and on Prime. Yes, big shout out to director Ray Lute, self-taught. He is absolutely amazing. I can't say without him. He gave me that opportunity. Hopefully we'll be
Nice.
working on some other stuff in the future. He has 2 other shows that were recently just released. The Book of Raven, and I believe they're also working on Delusional. So it is amazing. So acting, again, especially for someone, I didn't go to school for that. It kind of just goes with the modeling territory. So it is amazing. But yes, so this year my goal is to get on a billboard or some billboards.
Okay.
I want to get into commercial and print modeling.
Let me suggest, as far as movies, start out with maybe background as an extra.
Okay.
I started that way, and then I ended up, pardon me, next to Angelina Jolie and Saul, and almost had somebody jump on my head, a photographer trying to get her picture. But you never know where you'll end up.
That's very
Right.
true. It's all about
It's true.
the right place at the right time.
Right.
It's timing and luck, and that you receive it, and that you're
No,
there
it's
for it.
very
But do
true.
that,
And
do
when
that.
I find most of the people you meet, they want to help you. Of course, there's not everybody's like that, but
And then
No,
I think too, like, I think for me, what gets me like into like a lot of doors or, in the rooms with people is professionalism. I remain professional, remain kind, because at the end of the day, you really don't know who knows who. And it's a very,
True.
very small world.
so
You meet people all the time, and you're just like, you start talking, and it's like, oh, I know such and such. And so, yeah, I just think, for me, professionalism is definitely always key with everything that
and
I
that's
do.
everything in life,
totally
really.
agree.
Everything.
So talking about professionalism, let's talk about my sister Liz Box.
Yes.
My sister, she works also another
Yes,
job. She
yes.
and,
So I wear many
jack
hats.
of all trades.
Yes, good.
I wear many hats, so I'm going to switch over to my other work hat. So I also work for QS2 Training and Consultant. We are a consultant agency. We do first aid, CPR, all different levels from BLS to wilderness. We do CDA trainings. So if you are in the industry of early childhood, we are able to help you with all those hours that are needed. So we do have some CDA classes coming up, which is a credential that teachers are able to earn. And then we have multiple instructors. I have to say my team is amazing. So I'm QS2's programs manager. My boss, who I really don't call my boss, because she's like my sister, my mom, my friend, like my everything, which is Tina Valentina's sister.
And her name is Liz
They-
Box.
They are not the same.
No,
No
very different.
personality.
So her sister is like my work wife, where Tina's my side chick, because Tina doesn't listen.
Yeah, I do
Tina
my
do-
way.
Tina doesn't listen, but I don't listen to Tina because Tina know I she doesn't take no for an answer, but me I could tell her no and get away with it. Well, not
yeah.
necessarily get away with it, but yeah, it works in my favor.
But she's a computer guru, this girl.
So yes, I am also IT tech. I just I always tell people I am bored very easily. I have like a attention span of a 2-year-old toddler. So I just I just make it work. But we offer a number of different trainings, like I said, that all relate to early childhood. So we do a lot of consulting work, as well as we also just recently, late last year, added in defensive driving. So again, if you are looking for any courses, first aid, CPR, whether it's for your family, whether it's for work, because again, they are life-changing skills, please make sure you reach out to us. Okay, you can see us. I'm so bad. I'm horrible.
QS2.com, isn't it?
QS2training.com, as well as we do have multiple social media platforms where you're able to find us as well. So if you are looking for a course, make sure that you reach out to us. I know that one. I do see that the date is
That's
off, but
brand
yes.
new though. And
Yeah,
this
so
is my sister's company.
we added
I
it
only
in last
found this
year.
out today that she's doing defensive driving.
I wish you would have called us so that we could have gave you an updated flyer.
I said, you know what? I can't believe she's doing that. So, again, I'm going to start pitching that too.
Yes.
There's so many people that need to go back to school because they lost their
Absolutely.
license and they can't drive.
Yes. And then, yes,
is true.
also, of course, because with QS2, so we are, I don't want to say we're not under new membership, just new logo. This past December, we did just lose one of our original members, Miss Stephanie Doc Wallace. So, yes, of course, in her honor, we miss her definitely. But so you are looking, when I say the most amazing person in the world, Miss Elizabeth Box, aka
That's my
Liz,
sister.
Liz Box. She is the vice president, and then we also have Jermaine Rucker, which is her co-partner as well.
Who I have not met yet.
Yes, and he's
So,
amazing.
Jermaine,
Jermaine, he is a
you have
go-getter.
to come and meet Valentina.
Yes, I'll prep you before, okay, Jermaine? We'll make sure that you're prepped before, because
Yes.
Tina doesn't listen.
I'd love him to come down and see us.
Yes, so definitely we have, like I said, an amazing team, our family.
Then you moved.
Yes, we moved. We are at a new location in Freeport. Oh my God, don't quote me. Let me see. Is it in my notes? Do I got a note for
No,
that?
I don't have the address.
It is,
That's
I
okay.
believe it's 294 West Merrick Road. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's 294
We'll be
West.
stopping
can
by
look
soon.
that
America,
up, right?
Yeah.
That can be
Right,
looked
because
up.
we are on Google. So if you have trained with us, make sure you're leaving those lovely reviews, because we are an amazing team, and people that work with us absolutely know that we're very dedicated to the field and to our community. We give back. We do a lot. So, like I said, if you're looking for any
I have to tell
training,
you, another
absolutely.
hat that Shelley has also worn was he was producer, and some people might remember because I have been nominated for awards from it, Looking to Make a Difference with Gail. That was on for a
Oh.
number of years because here's what I want to really express. It's so important to give back.
Yes.
Valentina, you know that. You know that.
Yes.
Right.
On the show, we had interviewed gang members to animal rights. I ended up with 42 proclamations because of the work that we were able to do. And I want to give a shout out to Shelley, who is
Shelley.
producer, who helped to
She's the
organize
greatest.
all of that.
Gail is a 52-year now survivor.
I'm 70, yeah,
A
50 something,
50-year breast
52.
cancer survivor, and when she won the title of Miss Senior America, we went around the country as breast cancer awareness advocates. We made about
spoke about it.
500
Yeah.
appearances around the country.
the
And I
Today Show.
saw something very important. I saw how women who were just recently diagnosed or were going through it had reacted to Gail. They lined up, they just wanted to touch her. That's how inspiring. So I said to myself, I said to Gail, wouldn't this be a great idea for a TV show,
Definitely.
making a difference in people's
That's how it
lives?
started.
And that's how our show started.
yes.
So I had some, because we had musicians on our show, I used the sound studio, and I brought my cameras into the sound studio, and I videotaped.
You made it a real
Yeah,
extravaganza.
and then we had the
Yeah.
singers sing. But
Mike.
I tell everyone the story of my aha moment when Gail was a guest speaker when she won the title of Miss Senior America at a Carol M. Baldwin survivors meeting.
Mr. Monica.
And she was the guest speaker. So we were outside waiting, and this woman who was out, you could tell, her body language, and she was going through a tough time with breast cancer. And she said to Gail, "What are you doing here?"
Could I just say, I
No.
had the tiara, a gown
Yeah,
on.
she was
I looked
dressed
like
up as
anything.
Miss
Why
Senior
would you?
America.
Why would you be there?
Why are you here?
Yeah.
So she went back in, and now it became Gail's turn to speak. And Gail sat on the floor in this gown and the tiara and everything.
Yeah.
And as she was speaking, all these women that you could see there, and the director of the Baldwin Foundation says, look at them. And you're not supposed to take pictures of these things, of
Right.
these
People have
survivors.
bald heads.
Well, anyway,
covered up.
after they all wanted to line up and take a picture with Gail.
How
I
nice.
still want to cry over.
But
That was
this
so
was my
emotional.
aha moment. And the woman who,
I know, I get emotional.
the
too.
woman who was going through all this, as we were leaving, she said, "Wait a minute,
Believe it?
I want to take another picture." And she stood next to Gail, and she took her hat off.
I'm still emotional. Many years
And
later.
that to me was,
That was the moment.
that was the moment that explained.
You know what you were doing and what you would be doing.
Well, you
But
know,
our show developed into, from working with 501c3s into entertainment,
Right.
politicians. We had a lot of,
Yeah, and I guess it
Fun
changes
people.
along the way too.
Yeah.
Because I was a
yeah.
501 too. Changed.
Okay.
Now I'm not.
Yeah.
Now with small medium business, and now I'm in films, which I wasn't in films
Right,
before. So it's just
Yes, Miss Tina.
It just
but when
things
I spoke, it was to different groups. There were men who, at that point, this is many years ago, were not aware that they could have breast cancer. So I
Right.
had to keynote it to that. Then there were families. What can I do? So then I started to write articles for different magazines.
Which was great.
What can I do to help you? I was getting calls from Australia, all over the place.
Yeah.
And I'm still like that. If
You're a
I can
busy
help
lady,
you,
yeah.
I went there. I've been there. This is who I am.
that's
I'm
why
Gail.
we wound up doing
Yeah.
all of us something that we truly love because we went through something.
We went through it,
Yeah.
and if I can give somebody any kind of hope or any encouragement,
Absolutely. So what's
that's
coming
why,
up?
That's why I'm here. That's why I was supposed to get cancer.
I know
That's
what
why
you
I was
mean.
supposed to do all of this.
It's
And
true.
that was my calling.
And ironically now, my daughter is,
Oh,
for 6 years, she's battling breast cancer.
Ah.
stage 4.
Wow.
And Gail
And doing
is,
beautifully with it.
and Gail has been a tremendous help
Thank
to
God.
inspiring her and everything. And
Oh,
I'm happy to
yeah.
say that they told me 5 years ago just to take her home and make her comfortable.
And now
And now she's,
Well, that's one thing to be said. You
6 years
positivity.
later.
she got cleared of brain cancer yesterday.
Oh,
Just got the
wow.
results.
yeah, she's,
Yes.
Bell
yes.
for that.
Ring the
Does
bell.
anybody want some jelly beans? Any cookies, jelly beans?
Maybe later I'll have it.
Yeah, pass them over.
Sharing.
And just
What's
notice
that?
that we have everything purple today for Geneva because she loves
I
purple.
love it. That's
So she's
that's
getting
my
to take all
favorite.
these goodies home today.
Oh, I feel
And
so
thank you for the
loved.
cookies.
Oh,
We'll
my
have them
pleasure.
later.
You have to have
But
them.
what
They're
is this,
good.
Geneva?
So
I'm
that's
seeing a
my.
box here. What is this?
That
Gail
is-
probably knows what it is.
Yes, of course.
tiara.
Gail is very familiar. So as you guys can see, this is my box. This
That's
is my
so
pageant box.
pretty. Wow. so pretty.
Of course, I have both of my sashes. Okay,
Oh, that's beautiful.
so
That's beautiful.
I went to one of her pageants.
yes,
Oh.
my first pageant,
Me and my
and
sister, we had a good time.
my family, because Tina is like family to
She's
me.
family to you.
Okay, so
Oh, that's
yes.
beautiful.
where was the pageant?
Yeah, where
Right?
was it?
Hotel, right?
So this
Where?
one at the time in 2023, I believe it was like in Queens. Don't quote me,
Oh,
because
okay.
it was somewhere. It was somewhere in Queens.
Right.
Yes, and of
Look
course
at
How
that.
beautiful.
Isn't that
the
pretty?
tiara.
That is so pretty.
I
Let's see it.
don't want to mess up the hair,
Oh,
but
that's all right. Look,
It's
beautiful.
gorgeous. Look what the hairdo today.
Oh, I
my
like it with the
God.
hair. I like it with the hair like that, right?
Very nice.
Right.
Very nice.
It
so
matches your earrings too. Look at that.
so it is
Beautiful.
typically, and then I also have my shirt. So of course, being a pageant queen, you never know when you're going to be called to work. But wearing the crown is wearing a crown, but it also comes with doing the work behind the crown.
That's it.
So of course, for many years, even before I got into pageantry, I've done community service. I'm very big when it
Good.
comes to
I love that.
helping the community, give back. And for me, I am a child advocate to be precise. Along with, of course, advocate for all, because sometimes people just don't have the courage to speak up for oneself. So I'm what I call AKA the lawyer, the mouthpiece. I'm okay with doing it for you, because it's done in a professional way. Sometimes you just need someone to listen to your story, understand you, and just help translate it in the best way possible.
Well, that's
so,
true. Yeah.
So
That's
so
so
that's
true.
so that's
So true.
that's me.
And she also takes care of people. My husband, before he passed away, she helped him a lot. She moved us. She put up all our curtains. She picked up the floors. I mean,
That's family.
she's
That's
an
family.
unbelievable
That's family.
lady that can do a lot.
I am very, like I said, I just say I'm bored very easily, and I think coming from where I came from in my life, my grandparents were very nurturing. So I learned that, that's what you do. You help people and you give back. It doesn't matter the age, doesn't matter, what you look like. It's just, just make sure that you're always giving back, because you
Exactly.
don't know how it's going to come back to you. It comes back, God delivers it in different ways. It's not always going to be monetary, but again, it can be putting you in the room with the right people at the right time. So, again, blessings come different ways, but I am glad to be a model, plus size model, published plus size model. I am in a couple of magazines myself. I'm sorry I didn't bring them with me, but yeah. So I am four covers,
Nice. Very nice.
back cover, front cover, and then there's a couple that I am inside of as well. So
Well, remember what
amazing
Sam
opportunity.
Levinson said? One hand for helping yourself, and what's the other hand for?
helping
Helping
someone else.
others.
Well, that's the whole thing about community,
Mm-hmm.
which is a big part of this show. And we often have charity people on. We also have people that need livers or hearts and
Right.
things like
Oh,
that.
yes.
We have a lot of different
You were
things.
helping Kat.
Well, Kat was one of our
Yeah.
people from the Kiwanis.
That happened this year.
She
See?
was coming on to get her award,
I
and she
know.
wound up in the hospital and then passed away.
She passed away on December 31st.
See, that's
Yeah, she
that's
was
one
related
thing.
to you, right? I didn't
One
know.
thing
She's
I'll
my
say, Tina
grandchildren.
does is she puts people together. So her way of networking is really different.
Oh yeah.
But it works.
Yeah.
That's all I can say is, it does work. It
Things
absolutely
happen.
works.
It just happened. On this show sometimes, like, who knew that you knew the designers that you knew?
Right. Or
All
that
I
you
said
s-
was,
or you recognize
Get
me.
your
Yes.
butt over here
Said, "I
tomorrow
know you."
because I need help.
Right.
Yes.
And this is what happened. I mean,
Yes.
you know the same people. It's unbelievable.
Small world.
Very
It
small.
really is. It really is.
Because of course, the fashion industry is something absolutely amazing. But it's a very cutthroat industry, and again, you meet the younger generation and the seasoned generation. I will not say old because I've learned better.
Well, you say mature.
Yes,
because
mature.
mature people
Yes,
have wisdom.
mature.
They may have a couple of wrinkles, or not. But
So
they
we have the
mature.
silver fox, the mature,
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
seasoned. And that's what they
And
like to
just
be
like the
titled.
different shapes. You have full
Yes.
figure,
Right,
and you have
exactly.
petite. So you have
Well,
the same thing.
We are a lot of
My pinky is petite, and the rest of me is full figure.
and we do a lot with mature, but we do with the kids too.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
I
think
believe
we're a society that we
Yeah.
don't really acknowledge.
I
Right.
believe there is still a very big problem on Long Island when it comes to age discrimination,
Just
when it
saying
comes
that.
to jobs, modeling,
You're right.
entertainment, anything. It's
Yeah.
better, but it's not where it should be.
No, but it's getting better.
It's
You're
getting better, but as
absolutely
far
right.
as jobs,
You would not be
cannot-
modeling.
yeah.
I would not be
Right.
modeling. Many years ago, I started out. I was asked, I guess it was Fire Island, if I would like to do Texas soap operas because I was too petite in order to become a model. And look how things have changed. You had to be 5'9". You had to be a certain size.
Right, it's so
size
different.
two.
That's like the
And
biggest thing,
young.
height.
And young. I
Height.
mean, yeah,
Yes,
well,
height and age
and
plays
weight. And
a
weight.
big role. My comp card says 5'5". That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, I wear heels. I wear 3-inch, 4-inch, 5-inch, 6.
well, not
They'll
me.
tell you
6
to put the heels on.
inch.
I always told Janiva the only thing I would model are my nails, which are very
Which
bad
are
today.
gorgeous.
Well,
Look
today
at
they're
them.
bad. Or or makeup. But as far as walking and talking and all that at the same time,
But you know what? You're stepping outside the box. You're trying
Right.
something new. And
Something
you learn
different.
this when you overcome a serious
Yes.
illness.
you're right.
It's, you know,
That's what happened to me. And
Yeah.
now I have a niche, believe it or not, because of the filming. I'm getting niched as an Italian mother.
yeah, what role are you
Yeah,
playing
I'm playing
again?
Graciella.
Yeah.
I'm a holy roller in that movie.
And her
Oh,
role
I
is
love
perfect
it.
but the
for
other
her.
movie, I'm
that's
playing
great.
a crazy Italian mother.
It's perfect
So
for
the
her.
word
She's
is
in
fun.
character.
You know,
That's fun.
She's
so
not acting.
now I'm in that niche, and I
Yeah.
never thought that could happen.
You never know where you're going to end up. I always
Right.
tell people, look at the job that you have, and then take a look at all the gifts that you have from it. All right, teaching, being able to speak, being able to formulate, plan, organize, be professional. You take all of that, and you then develop it into a new career.
Absolutely. And
You do it.
you were
do
in
it.
English. I worked
Absolutely.
for a media company in the magazine industry,
Yeah.
and I wrote 2 books.
Mhm.
But did I do it when I worked there? No.
No.
I was pushed down when I worked there.
That's another reason why we very rarely argue, because she uses words when she gets mad I don't understand, because she's an English teacher.
I understand his words when he gets
Oh
angry.
yeah, well my words are very easy to
Brooklyn.
understand.
It's Brooklyn. I walk away.
It's
I'm
just-
actually one of those women that likes to talk about her age. It's probably weird. But I say
It
I'm
doesn't-
72
it doesn't
and
bother
I'm a
I'm
me.
public
proud.
figure. I
and I'm
can't.
proud of it.
I can't lie. First of all,
Right.
I'm a public
You know,
figure.
And
And you
I,
are proud.
I
of
say
it.
that to us. I'm a semi-public figure. I'm not. I'm not at your rate
I
yet, but
did more
semi.
in my 50s than I did my first 30s. You know. So, but it was also from a trauma. So there you go.
Exactly.
Trauma change. You change. And
Dr. Bernie Siegel,
Absolutely.
who advocated so many years for those who had cancer and other, life-threatening diseases, he said, once you have overcome that, what do you have to lose? Take that and move
Exactly.
on from it and step outside that
well,
box.
I finally did, but I'm still not there yet. But
But you're
I
growing. You're
now
getting
have
there.
said to anyone, what could happen? Ask the
Nothing.
question.
You've already done it.
Exactly.
Now go on from there and then
But
use it.
that's what I teach too when I coach. So again, and it wasn't like a trauma that I was dying. It was a trauma that I lost my job that I loved. But for me, it was
That is
trauma.
a trauma. That is a loss.
Some people know how to work through their trauma. Like especially like for me, example, like I've had from childhood to adulthood, I've used it and in a way to better who I am versus, use it as a crutch. Some people don't know how to do that
Right.
because they don't take the time to process, okay, well, this happened to me and this is how I should try and move from it. So for me, I always tell people, literally, I use myself as an example all the time. I am literally I am not a product of my environment. I am better than that. I am a domestic violence survivor times two. I am a mom of 3 plus, so I'm a bonus mom. So I birthed 3 children and I've raised 8. Right, I hope I'm not leaving any of them out. And I have 11 grandbabies. So, and me being a former teacher, I've always loved what I do, but I've always taken anything that's been negative in my life that's happened to me, and I've always just tried to make it positive. So I think that's something that's really important.
And you had grandparents who were an
Yes.
excellent role model.
But,
you need
yeah.
at least one person who believes in you. If you have that one person who believes in you, there's nothing you can't do.
Well, this is
But
true.
That's my
people don't
my
have
work
that.
wife.
Okay,
sister,
but
my
there are
work wife.
unfortunately people who
But,
don't
yeah.
have that.
But do you know a person that, this is Janiva, all right, you get stuck with your car, and the guy in the gas station says, forget it. She goes, what did he say? She gets out her tool. What he said he couldn't do, she got on the floor, and she did it.
There you go.
She did it. So this is what I mean, like that's all power of the mind
Yes.
is a very big thing. But yes, she is very talented. But you wouldn't think that she could do what he said
Well, you
couldn't
say,
be done.
I'm gonna reflect a little bit. You say power of the mind. Same thing with illness.
Right.
The mind and that body are so connected. Stress can cause so much illness, but the power of the mind, but we need to integrate the two together. And
Yeah.
when you do that, there's no stopping it.
Yeah, well now, you know what I want to tell you guys about the new restaurant, the new food restaurant. Why don't you go on
So
about that?
we are going to welcome in our sponsors, today's sponsors, right? So Anchors Down Deck Side on the water. Okay.
Beautiful blue water. You sit on the table.
So they
The
are
water's on your
located in Seaford, and also it's actually still Restaurant Week for them. So they are participating in Restaurant Week this week, which I believe ends this weekend. So if you haven't got a chance, make sure you check them out on their social media pages. As you guys can see, food looks absolutely amazing. I know they have seafood, they have steak, and I am a steak girly all day long.
And Jenny,
So,
tell
yes.
Jenny you saw it on the show. You're going to get an extra special treat.
Oh,
Oh, nice. All right, Jenny, I'll be looking for you. Okay.
And another thing I wanted to mention is about the CPR training. I worked with them for a while, and my sister helped me out when I was out of work, and she said, just go talk to people about it. And I would. And I learned one thing, that when you give a gift of life, a CPR training, you're giving a gift of life that eventually will be saving the life of someone they love.
Right.
And I have tried to talk so many real estates into stopping to give presents. So far I haven't gotten one, but I promised one real estate. If you do it, you will be famous. I haven't talked one into it yet. They like the gifts.
I like it. Right,
Yeah.
Right.
But again, the CPR training taught me, what it taught me was go in a room, ask 100 people who's CPR trained. Not everybody.
So what I always tell people that, they are life-changing skills, not work-changing skills. So a lot of the companies or organizations that we work with, again, they take it for the purpose of work. It's a work requirement. They don't have a choice but to take it. They would rather do something else with their time. But at the end of the day, they are life-changing skills, whether you are saving someone, that is an innocent bystander, or it's your loved one, or, someone that's just close to you, a close friend. So they are skills that are important. So, even if you want to learn just the basics, definitely, because with our instructors, we are very hands-on. We're not going to just sit you in front of a TV and make you watch it. We actually use our mannequins. We have multiple tools, our choking vest, our, CPR ball. There are lots of different things that we incorporate within our class time for our students, so it does make it interactive. It makes it fun. And I have some clients who literally they've been taking this for years, but when they take it, every time it's like they're learning something new, or they're just excited about what it is that they've learned, because
And that's
It's important.
qs2training.com, right?
QS2 training.
And Gail, your Facebook
I'm
John,
on Gail Margaret King, Facebook, Instagram.
Shelly.
Shelly.
I'm on Facebook, Shelly Cohen, and Instagram, Shelly at 1280.
Okay.
And tonight, there is some great music going on at the Polo Lounge in Westbury Manor.
Oh, nice.
And on May 10th, there is some great music going on at Monroe's in Westbury, where we will be hosting a table. And Eddie Sessa will be singing at Monjabevi next Wednesday, which is
Oh, he's
around
so
the corner
good. He's so good.
before
Nice.
the show. And look at all these covers that this beautiful woman
Yeah,
is
they
on.
Oh,
Model of the year.
She's
One
beautiful.
after
Thank
the
you.
other.
Thank you
just
so
Gail.
much.
beautiful.
No, I'm just Gail.
Just
Ah,
Gail.
look at that.
Just
I love that
Gail.
one. Jeez. Oh, there's the lovely couple.
Yeah.
There's the lovely
The
couple.
You know,
lovely
it's fun,
couple.
too,
I
if you
like
look
that one,
different in
Shelly.
every picture. I
That
love
was
that.
that was my video.
Absolutely.
There you go.
And
Lauren
FW.
Kalani.
That's it.
Very,
Pamela
very
Quincy.
nice.
Thank
Okay.
you.
So you know, it's you guys are terrific. You
thank you.
just making you all talking about how it started here and look where it is now, and you still got a long way to go. I mean, I could see you
Hope so.
another 10 covers, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know. You're going to be on the thing in New York City,
In a
right?
few weeks, yeah.
What
Okay.
day is that?
In
We're going to have to
California.
drink.
And in May,
So-
and also in California.
California too. Well,
Okay.
Geneva, you.
And I'll see you there,
did a great
Geneva.
job.
Yes.
Geneva, we'll see you there too. We'll be-
Absolutely. So my name is Janiva, aka Curvy MI, and you can catch me on the runway. So we are coming to an end, and just want to take this time to say thank you to everyone. Thank you to our
Thank
special
you.
guests.
Lovely meeting you.
Thank you for Miss Tina Valentina
Thank you,
for
Tina.
having me as her special co-host today. I just want everyone to have such a happy day, and just remember to share, care. Thank you for watching.
And listen, life is a journey, not a race.
Oh,
Stay on the
Tina?
boat, stay on the path, and make sure you get your boots dirty.
That's right.
Because when you get your boots dirty, that's when life
Something
happens.
happens.
And on that note, do you have something to say? Can you top that?
It's your girl Curvy MI. Catch me on the runway.
Gail?
Oh, I wish everybody a bountiful May and much success. And please, you see my dress that Pamela designed? It says, never give up.
Oh, wait, let's move.
There you go. Get up, fire to freedom. Every day, get up, get dressed, show up. That's my book.
Shall we?
Make sure, because if you do that, every day will be good, you'll be happy, and you'll have a good laugh if you read this book. 100 Women, stories of what happened when they were 50, intelligent, and let go.
Oh, I do have one. I got you.
Go ahead.
So everyone have an amazing day on purpose, with purpose. And remember that everything that you do will always help someone else.
Shelly, you're on, the last guy,
Come
come
on, Shelley,
on.
the last
Well, I
comment.
always say that if your goal is to cross the room, once you cross the room, don't turn around to figure out how you got there.
Oh, okay.
I love it. And my friends, there's a gift for the two of that great couple there. Something for the both of you in there.
Nice.
Geneva gets to take all the purple.
Like,
Gladys home because she loves purple.
Thank you.
And
Thank
Susan,
you.
thank
That's
you for the
lovely. I love
beautiful table today.
Yeah, so Susan set up
Thank you,
our lovely
Susan.
table.
Thank you.
And this
Thank
was
you,
the Long
Susan.
Island Breakfast Club, and we hope that you guys enjoyed the show.
Thank you.
And that is a wrap, guys.
Throw the ball
It's
now?
a
Throw the
wrap.
ball? Tina wanted me to throw the ball.
Bobby, it's a wrap.
And I'm taking the jelly bean.